4.6 Savage here. We're doing part 2 of the cam install, how to install the cams. Now here, you should see I've already got the gear in. I'll make sure the gear seats in, and then you're going to take your new cam bolt, which will be a crank bolt for a 4.6. As you can see, you've got the bigger stock cam bolt, crank bolt. So you're gonna switch the washer and go ahead. This one will be, I think, a 21 millimeter. I'm not sure. This is what, a 19. It'd be a 3/4 actually. You go ahead and run it in the cam. There you go. Get it in there. As you can see, I've got the assembly lube on every journal, you know, and both cam girdles are started. You're going to want to take down each one slowly, like take them down with your fingers. Like this one has to go down in order to collapse this one. But you're going to start at the inner and go out. And that's going to compress the cam. First off, you want to go ahead and tighten this down. These only have to be a tight, like 17 foot-pounds or so. But go and pull them in. I'd love to get a ratchet in here, but there's no way a ratchet's gonna fit in that space. Once you have this down, you want to make sure you hold it by your clamp point and pull it as tight as you can, basically. Switch to this end because this end will hold tighter. And as long as you get this bolt started, even if your gear isn't all the way in, just tighten this. Yo, there we go. And one last time. Yep, that should be tight. Set that there, and then we're going to take our thing and we're going to start from here. Take it down until they touch. And make sure it's contacting them, so it's putting even pressure on all of them. And I know y'all probably can't see because the poor light that this produces, but I hope that's a little better. And that one down. Just till they touch, and then like a half a turn. The way it brings everything down evenly. We've got the ones here. takes maybe, say, depending what all you have done to it, like mine's already done. I just had to swap out cams, and I didn't pull the timing cover. So I'd say just go ahead and it should take 30 minutes to an hour to do cams. About 30 minutes each side. So this one's finger loose. Yeah, but hopefully these cams will make a big difference. I'll spin the engine over after I'm done to make sure they turn. Shouldn't have to worry about that. As long as the timing doesn't jump and your cams aren't too big, then you shouldn't have to worry about your piston to valve clearance. Like, these are smaller than what I was running before but have higher duration, so I shouldn't have to worry about piston to valve clearance. There's that one. There's this one. Over here and do it. This is one thing I'm not impressed with the GoPro with, is the low level light. The fact that I have to supply light in order to film is not to my liking. Every time you take these down, just go back and tighten them back up. Go back and tighten them back up. And just want them snug, because you gotta go back over with a inch-pound torque wrench and redo them. You can see these are the ones that are the worst. So take these down as far as you can. Just want to make sure that everything works. You wanna do the same here. That one's and go over here. We're going to push this down. This should allow these to start. Once they start, you can screw them in. That's why you had to push, you get the one side started, so it pushed the cam down enough to go ahead and do that. So I think all those are down. Said you just want them snug. Got something caught in my elbow there probably when I slipped. Yeah. Get over it. So, run these down. And of course, it'd help if I had a set of extensions, but basically, what you're gonna do is come over here. I'll run them down, and you want to make sure you have that assembly lube covering all your touch points, which would be your lefters, all that. That way you know everything's going to be lubricated when you turn it over. This is just really time consuming, honestly. It's not hard. Just gotta run them down. Do that. You run them all down. Go ahead and snug them up from the middle out. Snug them up. There. Someone wants me to do it. See, it seems loose enough, but when I spin it, it doesn't want to spin. Of course, as I said that, it spins. Now you want to make sure you set it to where the first cylinder on the side you're doing, which would be this cylinder, both valves are up. So it makes it easier for you to do it. Do you have to do that? Probably not. Do I do that? Yeah. So, snug it up there. Jeez. It's so hard getting to this side. It's just because there's so much bulk over here. That doesn't sound good. But maybe I should see it just like that. And then run those down. I don't see any cracking or anything. Go ahead and those down. See. Cam journal finally popped down on that side. You can see, you do is you spin these down again and you tighten it up. And go and snug every other one up. Then you go get your inch-pound torque wrench. You got your 10mm socket, and it's 90 to 106 foot-pounds. So we're gonna put it like at 95. We're gonna go. Make sure your dial's set. So you're gonna do 90. As you can see, when this one gets, you get torqued down, they all get looser again. So you gotta back up. That one's so loose it's not even registering yet. Up to 60 on that one. And torque it all the way up to 90. There we go. We're gonna go here. Just want to make sure you basically get them all torqued and torque them evenly. Make sure they're all at the same torque so you're not torquing. One's at 90, one's at 60, you know. Just gonna that. Okay. That one a little tighter than it should be, so break it loose. Re-torque it. And these are loose again. We said 90. You always want to go right in the middle of your scale. You don't want to just torque it to the highest. For those of you who do torque that stuff, there's 90. It's 90. I like that one there. It's gonna be broken loose. Torqued. There we go. Oh, now you see cams are installed, and after that we're going to go ahead and we're going to spin the motor over. It's kind of hard to spin an engine over when you've got it clamped. But as you can see, is just over, and you can see the gears move, cams move. Nothing's binding, except that wrench keeps slipping off because it's not the right wrench. I need the socket I had. Go ahead and put it on the ratchet I had, which I just had laying somewhere. Take this. Got this. It's only this resistant because I have the plugs in. As you can see, cam spinning just fine. No binding, nothing stuck. Let's see if we can make it. See there. As you can see, it turns over just fine and everything works. So the cams are installed, they're not sticking, and everything's there. So I'm going to put the valve covers back on and we're going to get that transmission done. And that's all for this video. Remember, like and subscribe and be savage.